all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life, look, all my life, been grinding all my life, sacrifice.
Peace. Welcome back to Mr. G's Hard Truth Show. And once again, we got Pimpish in the building. What's going on, Pimp?
Salute, man. How you doing, beloved?
Salute.
Pimpish.
All is well, man.
Yes, sir.
So let's pick up from where we left off yesterday. I believe we was talking about the UBN. We was in 1995,
Mm-hmm.
moving forward. Um, and you were sharing some information because this was a response to a
Mm-hmm.
show prior to.
Yes,
So
sir.
let's
Um,
let's let's get into it.
just in case any negative beliefs was given from my previous conversation, I don't want to make this a moment of competition or debate. I'm just saying that I like information from one there compared to those that hear it. So, I don't want nobody to believe that I believe everything that the brothers that previously spoke about was totally wrong. It just wasn't 100% right. So, in the years of 95, when people was finally getting together once the pound opened. So say this is fast forwarded. If you want to get in the early 96 with different hoods, because one hood finally was birth. And in that
Okay.
hood, it was my hood. So the transfer of you got non-trade gangsters, right? These are the individuals that when a person comes from the streets onto the island, if they hear a name and there's blood attached and then somebody speaks up blood, 9 times out of 10, he was gonna respond like, I'm a non-trade gangster. So in the
Gotcha.
history of 9-4, like I was explaining on the last show, there was two hoods already spread out, which a third hood already existed, which was NYB, the original NYB, which is B Train, Scarface, the very first pact of souls together running with the blood is on, the East Coast type of grounds. Then when the sanctions came, you had GMB, Upstate Elmira, then you had Non-Trey for Hazen Street. Fast forward to 1996, I didn't know yet at some point in time with others that can tell you when Mad Dog was made, Mad Dog existed. You just couldn't like see many of the players because they wasn't around. I was fortunate around to be with Nalo. I know some of the pioneers of it. Yet I thought at one time they didn't exist because I didn't meet them until the OBCC opened up. So prior, I
Okay.
don't want to just say GKB without realizing this hood was already out there. Valentine was already out there. Mind you, I didn't see them. I didn't
Mm.
meet them. Only thing I'm running around seeing is non-trades. This is HCM, right?
Yeah.
Fast forward to when HCM spread out and I leave 1A and I go to 3 block. That's when I get with other individuals. I was trying to learn a history fact on an individual in my set at that time that had a glitch in the ear. Since I didn't get the conversation 3 different times, I'm like 3 strikes out. I don't want to be a part of this. Not to
Mm.
explain the situation with the glitch yet. It was, it was bad business for prisoners to be in jail with those that had, rat claims on their name, selling on their name.
Gotcha.
And one of these individuals was a high up. At that point, it was cloudy. That's what I needed clarification for. I never got it. So out of 3 times trying to get this information, extract this, need it, of course, if I don't get this answer, I'm done with this. He doesn't give it to me.
Mm.
And as soon as I said I'm done, another individual threw the suggestion like, why don't we make a hood? And I'm like, only thing that made me think for the second was like, because I was having fun now. First I didn't care a fuck about being blood when I did first was asked about it in 9-5. Then in
Yeah.
these 4 months, I'm having my little moments of what I say is fun or the release or respect to know that this is a team that's going against the oppressors on the island against black folks. And, even though Latins and blacks is one, at that point, people couldn't get that lesson brought in. So it was a segregated thing. So, you
Understood.
know, The hood that came about with me and another visual asking me to make the hood was GKB. So when he said, yo, let's make a hood, we threw some names up in the air. He threw a suggestion. I didn't like it. I used the letters he said, switched it around like Scrabble, K to G, and here we got GKB. So this is February, still in HDM. This
Mm.
is when I start meeting more people because now people was coming. You will see one come and say that he's a non-trade. You will see one that coming in there and say that he's a person that been around Valentine's, but he never took a flag. But being around me, either I know him or he like what's happening in the bop. You know what I'm saying? I choose him. But that's a whole nother story for like being in 3 block, how shit was then. If you want to talk about particulars, we could. But to fast forward, GKB is here. So say February to April, GKB is climbing.
Yeah.
Everything has its rep already set in stone. Any wars are going on the day before, cool. But at the same time, GKB is rising. I meet individuals that's coming over to HCM. I don't know them. They don't know I yet. It's not too many of us, like I previously said. It was to a point that in these times when I'm not really giving a story, and then a few months after that, while from the pound to population, people used to be scared being next to a blood. Like, oh, nah, you blood? Yo, yeah, I'm holler at you. Because they be like, yo, man, y'all most wanted. The Latins
Mm.
want to kill y'all. So this is in between these years, 9-4, 9-5, 9-6. This is the energy. Blood don't got a rep yet. There's no rep for blood. There's no victories except for one-on-one. You don't get cut. You don't get stabbed. You twist him and you keep it moving. But that's your rep. There's no, oh, Bloods is known yet. If people ever went through the history, they'd tell you it's so spread out. There's no unified front like we know them people's coming. Oh yeah, you just seen individuals score and win, but you don't know that Bloods is coming because Bloods don't even know they coming. Bloods not even formed yet. They solidify with some structures. We have some rules and regulations. We have some quotes. We got comparisons. Black Panthers. Zulu Warriors. We have these comparisons on what to be great on. Yet the greatness hasn't really come. The idea is spark, and you got to get one more person to continue the fire. And then when the fire start brewing, the right people come with gasoline in their soul. And now this is the pound. So at this point, I meet a person, pure blood. I knew him up north with me. He was a guard body. Come on. Meet another individual. Come on. Soon as we did the hood, me and the brother Corey King, he brings a brother broad blow. I witnessed it. That's another one. Oh, these are the people in our hoods. Okay, so I'm learning the difference from me being a blood and just was an entree and not meeting a lot of homies.
Mm.
Meeting the ones I did meet, to getting in the hood and let me remember these guys because these guys is in my hood now that I see there's a transfer of a set. So
Mm.
that's where I come from it. So now wars and understanding and catapulting is all in the year 96. It was no catapult before OBCC because OBCC was called the Towers. It was a part of North Facility. For whatever reason, they shut down HDM, said they shut down all the beings all over Rikers Island and said, we're going to make everybody just go here. This spot is going to be solitary confinement. This is the place to bang. We can monitor them here. We ain't got to have fights. We ain't got to pull officers out of population. We got them controlled. And it was the worst decision they ever made because that place was the incubator. And the fact that the building structure was where the buses pull up. If court coming, you got to get dropped off or picked up. It's a thing called the roll call that was formed. And once the roll call is spoken by 20 to 30 to 50 people at the same time, with the Hudson in back of you and the skyline ricocheting off the building, that echo is like, yo, 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 yo. It'll say that many times. Imagine a big tribute African chant going on. and all the voices are
Mm.
saying at the same time. People in West Facility on the other side of Hazen Street always heard things. They thought it was a party somewhere, but they was like, "Oh, that was when y'all did the roll call." And now when courts is coming, people was like, "Oh, that's the building." And now somebody is displaying the roll call in front of them. Okay, we got like the army enlisters. It went from
Mm.
this many bloods to this many bloods in about 60 days. No exaggeration.
Got you.
So, and that's when you probably got a whiff of everything really being in the world, and that's where history come in, and then we just kick it from there, you know. But anybody that forgets the struggle, which saying you didn't even want to be near homies, that's one guy that might have six guys looking at him scheming before you leave the yard. He might have a friend or a black soul that just feel like, nah, ain't nothing going down with him. Or he might be dolo. Now he got to handle what he rep on his own. He might have been in a Bing somewhere in a full building. Came to population, ain't know what he was lined up with, but he had the heart. So since he had the heart, he had the skills. He might have pulled up on them like, yo, what's up? What y'all looking at? And they might have been like, yo, Manito, you can't hold that, cause they usually dictate before they strike sometimes. They don't have to strike like that Sun Tzu war. You know what I'm saying? They can win a war without violence. They can come up with six dudes like Papa, pack up, take all that off and yo, go to the gate and you'll go do it. Seeing the guy saying,
Mm.
yo, you can't, and then the dude cut you while you about to go into your little speech, that's unheard of. So now, if you really know war and that general don't care, he see, oh, I got 2 seconds ahead of y'all because y'all scared now. So let me get him on that 1 second, and let me get him on that second. Now I got three of y'all seven. What's up? What we doing? And now I'm chasing them. That's unheard of.
Mm. So when that started to happen, that made a bigger impact, and people started paying attention. Basically, like, yo, they not playing; they going all out.
I think they seen that when they seen four individuals and it was 15. When they seen seven and it was 30. That's when they said it. When that one guy did it, yo, this dude bogged out, yo. Yo, you a maniac. You might have got that. But boy, if I didn't, what you think they was gonna do to him before he left the yard?
Mm.
You had a lot of people saying, well, I'm gonna just wait to the yard and I'm gonna shoot this guy in front of police. Uh-uh. You might not have a shot to do that if they spread out the right way. But you had individuals that be like, oh no, I can't even be in this yard alone. Matter of fact, yeah, I can. Let me go work out. Do my
Yeah,
little workout. I'm feeling pumped. They ain't come over there in my area. They don't want it, so I'm gonna make them have it. And then they did it. Y'all or individuals like even no, I can't even say me. I never had this picture yet. But individuals looking at us in that standpoint and be like, shh, yo, he a bug out. You don't know before he did that. He was like, yo, they gonna get me before I leave. Either go back or sometime. Because only thing you gotta do is come at me from front to back. And if you don't know what you're doing, people believe numbers always beat, the ladder number. And then now you might see something like this one guy handling three, but if that guy ain't sneak up behind him, he would have had it. Man, fuck that. And you just run over there. You don't know nobody, but you already know what's happening. You been minding your business. But hold up. You never liked the fact we being oppressed on the island. This is your third bid, skid bids, but you didn't seen it. You was a part of robbing our own, but you also seen Latins take over the house and y'all fight back, but y'all might lose, but you might ain't get cut. So right now, you like, nah, fuck that. And then down the line, they had things like 50-50 Love,
yeah.
TDL, you know what I'm saying? They had Bulletproof. They had individuals that show we got camaraderie with those that are with us. We're not, but we're with them. In the system, I know I did a no-no, and I'm going to stand by that. Yet, I'm just a Joe Blow, not letting y'all jump this black man, whatever he is. And then you might join weeks to years, decades later, for whatever purpose, because it finally wildflowered the world yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
facts is facts is facts. Let's not play with.
that's that's interesting that you say that. Because that's how it was in Queen's House in 1996.
Yes, sir.
You- that's how it was in Queen's House in 1996. And at that time, you know, this is why I got this question, because at that time there wasn't a lot of information like it was as time went on, as far as, certain literature and things of that nature.
Mhm.
When did that mindset come in? Like the revolutionary mindset of it. Before it was like, we fighting this, and like you said, people were interjecting like, nah, we ain't letting that go down. You coming over here with us, and we riding out, we gonna, make sure we straight over here. And if we hit the island, you know what I'm saying, then I can introduce you to X, Y, and Z. You feel me?
Mhm.
um but when did the mindset, the revolutionary mindset, when certain books was in play, but when the book started manifesting, like when people started manifesting certain structures or rules and regulations. Like there were simple ones in the beginning, but as time went on, I see they expanded.
Mhm. In the beginning, without leaving out a lot of people that always get leaved out, and just a fun fact to slide in for the history people,
Yeah.
OG Mac wasn't the sole leader. He's the godfather idea that landed here and said, "This is what I want to present." How long it took, what day he made that announcement to those, that's up to that history book. 9-3 to 9-4. I can only go into seeing him in 9-5. All right. You
Yeah.
had Deadeye. Deadeye was his other half of his half that made it look like he's the whole. Deadeye early in his career went to the left on the bug out level to a point that people were scared of him because he was a notorious wow out crasher before crasher was known, missile before a person could send him. He was for all the BS. Now,
Hmm.
him, brother Wayno, and a lot of other beginners was down there along with the joining of the previous individuals that finally was you're a non-tray. You're a non-tray. You're a non-tray. You're a non-tray. These are the individuals that was down there. So in HDM, whenever they came down there, whenever they brought into this is where it's 9 times out of 10 gonna be the home, because it was HDM 1B, because that's where a lot of them boys was cutting so much. They're throwing right up in the bing. They was all in the full building predicate, they cut like 4 or 5 people in the same 48 hours, then you know what I'm saying? These individuals was doing the structure. They had militancy shit in it. They had Malcolm X photos in there, they had his quotes, they had um I don't know how to say the Haitian general Oliver Vanzet, not I'm saying Vanzet. Luton, shit. Lawrence. Somebody hear me talking though about the Haitian. He was in the quotes.
Hmm.
They always had a militant mind state because you had small individuals like you seen later on down the line in 1997 when it was the top 5 high OGs and the 5 low OGs. You seen Deadeye name up there and you seen Wayno name up there. People just don't hear those stories about them. Yet they had structures that was gruesome and hideous when they let them gats go. Yet their mind state wasn't just yo kill these Latins and boom. It was to make people feel black, refined, and like a Panther mind state. They had Huey
Hmm.
P. Nutton quotes, so they always had the mind of revolutionary in them. Yet savagery is the only thing that's gonna win when it's 10% against 100%. So you're not gonna see that except for maybe the member or the enemies that's stuck in themselves, hearing them school and lesson the history each other day to day when they are in there. So say you get a pamphlet, we all copy it, it's 9 of us, we all up on the gate. What you think about boom, 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 boom? You're gonna have people when they go to court expand that information to people over here in the 4 building. Oh, it's people over in the 3 building. Take that with you. So it was there. It's just that that was the only history lessons available to any blood. When people will say this and that, nah, that's later. It was called 200.
Hmm.
It's called the very first packet ever made that I receive. I can say it's 200 because that's the only pamphlet. They was like, boy, take care of that because that's the only one you gonna have. Don't lose that, even though we gotta hide it from shakedowns and you had to have law
Yeah.
work, whatever shit. You know what I'm saying? You tried to put it on cap. That was the game plan. Now, when years progress, it was a brother from my hood named Shaquell. He made a pamphlet for GKB following the mind state of the non-tray UBN, because it wasn't a non-tray packet, it was a UBN packet. And that
Gotcha.
UBN packet had the pledge, it had a constitution, it had the codes, it had the roll calls, which the roll calls is like an African chant when they saying things in the army and they running and the drill captain is saying one thing and y'all all reply in harmony. That's what a
Mhm.
roll call eventually comes down to. If they don't
Okay.
know it, go on my page, you'll see one that went viral on IG. You know what I'm saying? Pimpish, you'll definitely see it. It's the only one that got a million, damn near 2 million followers. It's Peace Almighty, and he is speaking to y'all. And since it's 30 of y'all, he's speaking to y'all, 30 of y'all replying saying, peace,
Hmm.
beloved. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So these things right here finally got emulated by another individual from non-trade history. He was another member that came from non-trade to GKB. So he makes a pamphlet. So now that pamphlet eventually gets followed by somebody to follow the original pamphlet along with, damn, this people, GKB, they came out of nowhere. They like gremlins, roaches, and bees all in one, taking over the space of the names and people that you might have heard of before. So now this history is followed later on by UBN. You got to enhance the packet that haven't been displayed since 9-4. Oh, there's another pamphlet going on. Oh, now let's fix the old one and get it. Then we get a whole new lingo. We get death notices. In between that, I had help have languages for the whole UBN that eventually took away our lingo because
Mhm.
us being the very first hood speaking other than what every other homie was speaking of made some people nervous. It made some people run to Mac. Yo, what the hell is going on? They speaking stuff we don't even know what they saying. Ain't nobody do nothing to us, but who knows? Because we was tripping on anybody considered an enemy. 5 alive, 6 months die. So this whole mind state made people be like, nah, we can't do that, which was right and exact. It wasn't a big argument. People like that, damn, we got our own, which if you look at this early 96 lesson, looks similar to the Brim Stone, Gorillas, Millers, independence. It makes you feel good with your own. You see what I'm saying? So he seen it early. Dead all those different individuals that got language because since we started, Nine Trey got their own little lingo, Stone got their own little lingo, Sex Money Murder got their own little lingo. And it's respected because we not believing set tripping. We just believe when y'all say 031 to each other, we can say 001 020 to each other. Yo, what's that? None of your business. Because it's none of your business. Yet that one separation was the first, we ain't included. It was a good way, but any complaints really made it where Mac was like, dead it. So now, over codes getting caught and stuff like that, history gets vitalized. I didn't do history because I didn't believe in history. I got robbed. I want to kill y'all. You see what I'm saying? I just want to bang,
Yeah.
bang, boogie to the up, juck the boogie. Meticulously, smart, no ignorant. I do irate, ignorant-ish when I need to, but I would do that on my own. Yet I wasn't known to be a savagery person unless you was an enemy and you was authority. The peoples would be like, yo, you calculated, and everybody has their own opinion. So with these smart people, along with us still seeing us enhancing, because non-trained GKB is one. That's we only GKB because of this delayed information being given to me from non-trade. Yet while we're GKB now, February, March, April, May, the end of May, I get all the transcripts of that whole case I seen from the newspaper article. The shit that was saying, I'm like, oh nah, fuck this shit. And now that I'm something else, okay, fuck y'all. Yeah, y'all cool, y'all people. But yo, you already know, homie, you ain't holla at me. Yo, P, I'ma holla at you. Because now we went from HDM to the pound. Now I'm closer to getting to him. I can even yell messages to him that I couldn't do in HDM. HDM was spread out where you was all the way over here, down here, you couldn't really. But here, you was windows on both sides of the building. So you, yell down the sun, tell him I'm calling him. You gonna do that? Got you. Now we all see it's so communicated easy. It's a wildfire. Yo, right, such. Hey, yo, you hear all the homies go to the roll call, y'all. Peace on my night, peace, blood, peace on my night. It's a incubator spot. So we in competition now that I know the news and it's friendly and oh, that's why it was like that. Y'all got a plan to beat each other. And as long as y'all can beat each other, y'all beat y'all case, help y'all case. Cool. Why you ain't? Because I ain't had no proof to show you, bro. I had to get all my stuff. It took us a little minute to get it. We already here though. No problem. So we bonded. And now we big each other up. Now the Valentine's is coming. Now the Mad Dogs is coming. Dizzy was with me that whole time when he came from ACM to the pound. He watched
Mm.
say I'm gonna be a 1A trade. I'm making that hood. OG Mac listen, because they friends. But I
Yeah.
gave him reason to see a blueprint. Me, only because he was with me. We talking about from February 9th, just say he pulled up in AZN with me February 20th. So he was with me from February 20th all the way into sometime in May being an old boy. So he's been with me my whole very beginning of GKB history. So he's
Mhm.
looking like, yo, what you talking about, 001020? Yo, what you mean? Yo, what's that? But he play and don't feel threatened because he's a goon and met me as a goon. And we was speaking while I was non-Trey. He's in population. We was writing kites to each other. Yo, what up, bro? I heard about you. Yo, keep doing what you think. Yo, be safe, man. Yo, you know my boy over here. Tell him I'm up in the building. Yeah, man. Said that, yo, huh? Here's some joints. Blah, 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 blah. We like that. So when he came, now we see each other like, oh, come on, scrap. So whenever I'm doing something different, he ain't never pick his knife out like, yo, what's this? He's like, I'm comrade. Yo, what the fuck is you doing over there? What y'all got going on? I've been told him GKB when he pulled up, how you doing? Yo, my name is, yeah, y'all already know. Nah, I'm not non-trained anymore. I'm GKB. This is what happened. But long story short, this is what it is, all right? He like, all right, gangster. Shit, fuck, nigga, I'm from 183rd. Nigga, I recognize the Queen's head. 'Cause he had the long dreads. He was older. He was mature. And I guess he know instantly a fake or a real one.
Yeah.
And
Your phone cut out.
it cut
Yeah,
out?
yeah, it cut out as soon as you said, you know, you not non-trade no more. You GKB,
Oh, oh,
and yeah,
oh.
it cut off right after that, brother.
I'm back on. I'm
Yeah,
good.
you back on. You
So
good.
I was like, not let him know because when I met him, I came in there in October. So I
Yeah.
met him in the middle, the very middle of November. So from that time, my right is Trey, gangster, pimp. That's the kite. So now when he's there and the officer's like, yo, there's some guys here coming in here. You know any of them? I was like, nah, but this is the officer that's in my block. He's doing me a favor. Friend a phone. If he blood, let them see one. Yo, who are you? Yo, you blood? Yeah. Ah, yo, what's your name? My name is Pimp. Oh, shit, I'm busy. I'm like, oh, yeah, move him over here. I got Shaka moved over there that day doing that. Dizzy moved over there that day. And another dude that was cool that was over there. I was like, yo, you bang, you anything? He was like, no. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And that's how Dizzy got on my company.
Mm.
CK at the beginning was on my company. I got him pulled over there a few weeks before we made the hood. Because when we made the hood, 3 days later, he went to population. So maybe a week later, Diz came. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And now this is my company. I got Diz over there. I got Shy Nitty upstairs. I got Shaka down the company. I got Master Killer down the company. I got Grumler Divine upstairs. I got no, he wasn't blood yet, but N.O. Inf that was Valentine that later on um think he went to L game. I forget what M for. Well, he was upstairs and Freaky Ty, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Original Freaky Ty that wasn't a stone back then. So when we moved around, how we moved around, coming over to the pound, everything showed history that was passed around to a point. So by the time when the history lessons and the different codes from getting caught from shakedowns, and you got to change them to cut them different languages out and make that one packet, that packet was called 200 Deep. Like a
Got you.
toast to the original packet, which was the very first packet called 200. So as a toast to bringing it back to, I would say we broke the mold by trying to have our own lingo, courtesy to Shaquille. Shaquille gave our constitution, he gave us our codes, he gave us a different direction for the hood. This was his ideology put together. We made the idea of a hood, me and CK. We put a name on it. He put the structures of all of us, how we came in order and the positions that we had, and put down a body to the organs that's going to make these parts move. Now, 200 packet was my way of toasting, like, all right, we back to, he said, no different language. So, in that 200 deep, to put the deep on it, the millers, I mean, the non Trey, the sex, money, murder, and Stones that had codes, I told them 20 each of your codes, give me. I put a name on y'all meanings so you would know these were codes y'all liked in y'all shit. But now everybody's gonna have the meaning of it. So now y'all gonna be like, yeah, we the ones that originated that. He had to just put his name on it. You know, like I might have put a name
Mm.
like left, right, right, left. Your name on it was Glue Town to Stamp Town. And now I gotta take Glue Town to Stamp Town off because that was your non-trade lingo. No. But give me your meaning so I can put a name on it so y'all can have toasters and everybody can remember the time we all took our languages away to make this respected rule so nobody got to think set tripping and now y'all mad y'all can't spit your shit. Y'all honored to be in it. And that's how it went. And then when that got caught, you know, individuals tried their own thing, did their own thing, and other codes was made. But I'm going down the line. You had death notices, Bulls, Rerees, and you know, history gave its parts for those that was there. And but to answer your question, military revolutionary started off.
Got you. And on that note, we at the end of this show, but we are gonna have another part. Where can the audience find you at?
Or you can find me on Pimpish. It's real simple. PIMP space ISH. Hit that like, subscribe. When you hit that like button, you know, got that thumb, break it. We won't get no cuffs on my show. We don't do that slave ish. You know what I'm saying? And they catch me on IG, Pimpish, same name, underscore pimp, underscore ish. And I'm here. And I'm gonna pull up a lot of times because I don't like a lot of people's platforms, but knowing these be the hard truths, these are things y'all be like, why y'all talking about it? So people can stop playing with history. And if you need a spot, my channel and this channel, I'll give you this conversation with real right stamp to it. Because real right is a way of real blood, not a lifestyle. But now it's trending as slang, so it's a lifestyle. But
I
and
get it.
salute,
And thank you
salute
so
to
much.
you, man. Thank you.
I
Like the
appreciate you,
show,
brother.
brother.
And thank you for coming on the show.
Yo, man.
Peace.
Big.